What superpower would you choose? Do you see yourself scaling buildings? Flying through the sky like a bomber? Or telepathy? I'd be a shapeshifter. I could crash all the coolest parties and hang out with the beautiful people. And no one would ever know. Who would guess that napkin holder was little old me?
Hello, City Builders. This is Hubbub. It is Friday evening, and I'm back in this experimental new build for which I have no name. It's been a little while. I'm a teacher. I've been really busy at school. That's not necessarily an excuse, but it's just been hard to get back into playing regularly. But I haven't forgotten about this build. My goal has been to try to build following some rules related to walkability, sustainability, high density urban cores in precise places across the map. So we started here. We're going to have a core over here, and we're going to place a core over here. And we're going to place a core over here. I don't have the titles up, so all of a sudden my mouse is frozen. What the heck? Okay, there we go. Cool. All right, so this core over here is kind of the industrial and services core. This is going to be the tourism and finance core. Don't know why I'm having trouble with my, there we go. And then this is going to be the urban knowledge core. So we'll build a big university over here. Maybe not a big university, but we'll build a university over here. Tourism and financial area over here. I started the map where I was because I wanted to kind of point out the space required to build an accurate airport in terms of runway length. I always kind of nerd out in this game in terms of how dimensions would actually look in real life. The largest commercial passenger aircraft, the passenger aircraft that requires the longest runway takeoff runway is the Airbus 380. And it needs about 2750 meters of runway at sea level, and which we are at sea level. And if you're using the game's dimensions, a single tile is 8 meters. So that means that we are literally talking, a cell or a unit inside of a tile is 8 meters. There are 240 cells within the length of a tile. So right here we are looking at the length of space that would be required to put in a runway long enough to make the Airbus 380 happy. That's 350 units right there. 348. 350 right there. So that runway would be sufficient at sea level for an Airbus. And when you look at the geographic scale of this space here, which is what I'm going to use for the airport when I build it, this is almost the same size as this entire industrial core that currently has 125,000 residents in game. So that's, it's not a complaint. I just like nerding out on stuff like that. It's kind of interesting to notice. And it's fun to build something with that kind of scale. But that's for another video. Today, and the last video also, I've been working on infrastructure, mass transit infrastructure. Overall, the city's been doing pretty well. But, and traffic flow's been good. That's not bad for me. I'm happy to see it above 90%. Right now, we're only using Metro. I've put in 2 lines here, circular lines, And so one thing I do want to do is expand this so that I have some horizontal lines going. I looked at a lot of major metro systems: Tokyo, Seoul, London, Paris, New York City, and all of them are using pretty much a hub and spoke model with a central kind of circular route to create some connectivity in an interior route. But the game mechanics make it really kind of difficult to have straight routes with terminal endings, because it takes the game a significant amount of time to turn a train around if you have a terminal station. And the other problem there is that you only really can use one spot unless you want to mod it and drag that stop to the other track. Now you can play some games by adding an additional station and trick the game into thinking that you're on the right track, but basically I just prefer to do circular routes. So the way this system is laid out, I've got these two interior routes that are serving a kind of a vertical axis, and then I'm going to add some long loops across this horizontal, along this horizontal axis, to increase connectivity across the city that way. For some reason, my mouse keeps freezing. I think it's the mod I just added. I may have to turn that off. For some reason, I've got FPS problem. That's weird. I wonder what that's about. Anyways, that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so then the other issue here long term is I want to be developing an urban core over here and an urban core over here. And the mass transit hierarchy is going to rely on metro for the interiors of the core, interconnected by another metro system that will connect all three of those cores to an airport. But then the airport will be receiving passenger rail. So this rail line that I have set up here is obviously going to go away at some point and be replaced by monorail, because we're going to have a central rail terminal here. We're going to get rid of that for now. It's probably taking my crime rate up. And I'm going to move this to that other zone, because one of the things I'm noticing is, I'm thinking about as I'm planning this, is if I'm going to add another set of tracks, I really need to have a central interconnecting point here. This is not going to work. Although I like how it's working. So I wanted to use the Oculus, but I think I'm going to use at the airport, but I think I'm going to use the Oculus here. That's the plan. Whoa, and that is loud. Let me turn my volume down a little bit. There we go. Blasting my ears out as I'm trying to play. Okay. So, as much as I love the aesthetics of this layout here, I'm going to have to do a little bit of work. Moving some things around. I'm going to pull the Oculus from here and drop it over here. Which means I'm going to have to change up the layout of this a little bit. The train station's going to stay there for the moment, although I'm going to pause everything because I may have to reposition this or find a different station to use, a more minimalist station. But the Oculus is obviously a more aesthetically focal point, an aesthetic focal point for that square. So I need to do some rearranging of all this here. Which means I'm going to demo a lot, and which also means I'm going to... What else am I going to do? I'll have to get rid of that station. I need to move. Oh, my mouse just froze again. Okay. I have to move these landmarks. Okay. Gonna freeze. Quicker way to do this. Now, I don't want to delete these. I want to figure out how to work these into the design. If they fit. Or I end up putting them somewhere else. So we're gonna move these to an empty road over here for the moment. Whoops. Now, I also want to look at the train stations. Oh, I won't be able to do what I want to do. Well, I will be able to do what I want to do. I want to look at the train stations and see if there are any underground train stations that will fit alongside the Oculus. Because I think what would make the most sense would be... a really minimalist train station that does not take away from the aesthetics of the Oculus. Let's pull that back, pull that back, pull that back. We're gonna move. We're gonna have to replace all these tracks.
There is one. Anyone who wants it can have it. You just have to ask for it. Our 3-day sleepaway camp is the perfect place to strike it rich. Who are we? Well, we're the #1 dream makers in the region. And you are a motivated, driven, confident individual who has a desire to make it big. Run! Don't walk! Get your heart rate above 120. This is exciting. This offer is just for you because you deserve it. Come alone. So don't wait. The early bird catches the worm, and the worm is a bus at 143 Industrial Way that leaves at dawn. So grab destiny by the horns. Go on, grab it. It's yours for the taking. Money for nothing.
So I thought about using this too, but I just don't like...
Picking back up,
I did a Google search the other day. Literally, there's nothing like this in the world. It's, I mean, some people think it's visually stimulating. To me, it's inconceivable that you would have a metro station designed like that. So,
just trickling down your arm. Anyone around here getting hungry?
Sunken Bypass Metro Station.
And tell me where I should be stopping
That's
on my way
not
home
gonna
from
work.
folks.
No.
In the meantime, here's another sweet track
this?
to help pass the day.
That's the one I'm already using, I think. Historical... What's the footprint of this? So this might have a small enough footprint, although it's on the ground, I'll have to change. So that's not going to work. Elevated by... no. See, at this point, I don't want to be putting my train passenger rail out here because I really want to integrate that transit hub with the building of the airport, and I just don't want... so we're going to see if we can fit the Oculus in here with this as it is and just see what we get. Because, ooh, and it does fit. It would be nicer if it fit on a perpendicular to that, so that when I'm bringing the metro from the airport in, that will take the central track there, and then the two outside tracks will be the two lines that I have here, and then the other two tracks. So let's see if I can add where... well, there's my pedestrian roads right there. Okay, sandstone. I forget what I have here. This is not sandstone. This is bluestone, I think. What is that? No, I don't want that. Small bluestone pedestrian street. Now, ooh, may work perfectly. Not sure that's quite where I want it, but let's see. It may be perfectly where I want it. And see, so now even before the view, we could look at this. See, having that train station there just detracts tremendously from the beauty of this as the centerpiece. It doesn't entirely bother me that this is a little bit off-center. Asymmetry is not necessarily a bad principle to follow in planning something aesthetic. So if it's over here, that's okay. But that's a problem. Let's see, where are my other... Now this could really mess a lot of stuff up. I have... Okay, see, I have that there. No, I don't like that. Well, fudge. See, for a second I was thinking I could just displace the train station out here for the moment and create a little bridge and people can walk over to this metro. Who knows what kind of effect that'll have on traffic patterns, though. Although, let's see, this is only pulling about 300 people a week. So, because my tourist traffic, 600 a week, it's not going to be necessarily a huge deal if I displace the train station over here, and look at all those dead trees. I have to work on the vegetation also. So let's see how we could do this. This is a stopgap. This is not a final solution. Could create some other unintended traffic problems if tourists start resorting to passenger vehicles. So I may use the arbitrary powers afforded me by TMPE to change the permissions of that road. Is this? See, I don't know if this has got to be a mod that I added. I really don't like how this mod changes the menus for roads. I'll have to get used to it. So if I just put a road there, drag and drop the train station over. Okay, then we're gonna make a footbridge. What did I just do? Okay, then we're gonna make a footbridge across this stream over here. One of the other projects I want to work on at some point is adjusting the vegetation in my water features here. This is a deciduous, a mixed forest in this temperate map with palm trees also in the mix. And that doesn't really bother me. Okay, that's not where I want it. Where do we want to come? We want to come over here. Come straight across and then down. Now, can I
You're
get
tuned
rid
in to
of
Coast to Coast. I'm
tip?
Tony.
Ah,
And if you're looking for the
Well.
smoothest sounds in town, this is where it's
let's
at.
see if we could push that road out. See, so now that connection of that path is going to be right there, and they'll just walk across the street. Because all this, but anyways, back to the vegetation conversation. All of these trees are dying, and that's totally on me. I have a plan for creating a more realistic set of vegetation in here. Wetlands vegetation game plan. Okay, now this is going to be interesting because we're going to have hundreds of people walking across here, and this metro station might end up getting overwhelmed. Before I forget to do anything, let's turn off permissions on this stretch of road here. The only things we want here are... Now, I could put up a little simple bus route. Service vehicles. Don't need taxis. I could... No, well, maybe. I could try to put a bus route that goes... No, I don't think so. That's a weird route. I was thinking I could put a bus route that just literally goes right in here, but that's silly. I don't think that's necessary. All right. Now, did I actually do what I intended to do? Okay, we have emergency vehicles, utility vehicles. I don't need buses. I don't need passenger vehicles. Shouldn't see any tough traffic on this road, but let's leave that off for now. I just want people walking. Do we have electricity? Nope. Somewhere I also picked up a mod that puts the electricity under the road, but sometimes things don't get connected. I haven't figured out what's going on with the mechanics there either. Okay, do we have water? No. Wow. Okay. Wait a minute. There's no electricity coming out here anyways. What? Okay, now we can actually do this a little bit more intelligently. Let's go back to our passenger pedestrian roads. Now, and then we're going to slide this over so that it's centered as well as we can. It doesn't look like I'm going to get it perfectly. It's got to go over a little bit further. I think it's actually centered, but for some reason, see that zone, that's weird. I'm going to try to visually do it. Oh, wait. You know what? Can I... If I bring a path from here to here, this will make it a little bit easier to center. Now, I don't know if I actually need this here. I'm going to think about that because I could put one or more of these on facing each other on this. But this is also possibly nice for open space. What I do think I want to do is put park path on this side. Thought of a trick. We can see how much I need here if I bring, let's keep angles on. If I bring a park path out here, I'm not going to keep that there, just to use as a guideline. And then same over here. Now, if I go from here, hang on a minute.
Hope all you listeners out there are kicking back and chilling.
Okay, that's 7 units.
Today,
7 units. Hey, okay, so
dunking my cookie, chocolate chip and CBD.
Now.
Let's chase this vibe all the way to the wee hours, folks. Just sit back.
We can center this in between those two.
Forget those 9 to 5 hassles. Let your to-do list sit a while longer.
Okay, now we are centered.
To enjoy the moment.
I don't think we need those paths there, though.
Slip away from the rat race and find some inner peace.
Let's see. I'm not sure I'm sold on this because the width of that path is not the same as the pedestrian street, so it just looks funky. Okay, now I may come back to do the rest of this at a different time. I'm not 100% decided on that. See, I could just put blue paths here too, because... So, what I'm pondering is whether to crowd that space with all of these buildings. I think these two perhaps will work. Oh, where'd we go? Right here. I may change the spacing around. The thing is, this could also be just a complete open air plaza with vegetation and benches and whatnot. If I crowd this building with other buildings, then it just doesn't look right. It's ironic because if you go to New York City, the Oculus is in a space where there's it's surrounded by other buildings, so it's actually hard to get good angles on it if you want to get a nice shot of the entire building. I could also just sleep on it and think about it and come back to it. Part of the reason these work here is because they're tourist spots and they're right next to a transit center. So that makes complete sense. I just don't know if I like this layout. But the way I have my streets set up, there's nowhere else for these to go surrounding. that plaza. And the trees here are just horrifying. Let's see. Changed my LUT, and some of the custom vegetation, the colors lost their saturation for some reason. Okay, still not sure about that, but I'm also kind of feeling like this doesn't make sense either. It makes more sense don't know if I can get actual pedestrian paths through here. They might be too close. Oh, yuck. Well, there's got to be a way to do this. The nodes are not in the right place. Well, how did I get that there then? Oh, there it is. Oh, got it. Okay. Well, that's interesting to notice. We may be dragging some things around here. I'm gonna change this, change this, change this. So now, here I was all about asymmetry 30 minutes ago, and look what I'm doing. I don't know if we lose our connectivity, if I try to drag that into the middle there, what that would look like. Can I move this into the center? I don't know if I like that. What happens if I fuss with these nodes? We won't know until we turn it on. Now. Could bring this over here. Okay, and I think that's all I'm going to do for here for the moment in terms of placement of objects. I think this is going to not here. So I don't like that. That's just too much. So we'll have to find another home for that building. These buildings, I think, fit just perfectly. Cafe and a restroom? And then over here, oh shoot, that's not gonna work. No, that's not gonna work. Cafe and a restroom right there. That would make sense, I think. Then the info booth. If I recall, the entrance to the station is there, so the info booth would make sense right here. Food truck plaza might make sense.
It's Super Salmon Days down at Fish Brothers.
Actually,
for a limited time, bring in any fish and get a chilled salmon entree free. You heard right. Bring in any fish and get a free
so
chilled
the info
salmon
booth
entree.
fits
And I mean any
geometrically
fish.
here.
Got a swordfish lying around? Bring it in. Got a goldfish you're sick of feeding? Bring it in. Got a fish that's been sitting in the sun
And
for a
this
few days?
actually-
Bring it in. We'll throw it in with the rest of them. What we do with the fish is nobody's business but
Works
ours. Just
right
enjoy
next
your
to
salmon,
that.
$8.99 with our famous stew. So, welcome on into Fish Brothers Seafood Themed Restaurant, where everything's a great catch, except the shrimp.
Ever get that spooky sense that you can talk another language and you never realized it? Like a deep psychic sense that you've inherited some intuitive knowledge. Shawabup, dizup, right? I mean, what language is that even? Is it ancient Tibetan or Alpha Centaurian or what? Somewhere way out in the biosphere, some alien being is like nodding in agreement with me this very instant.
Now, I could end up coming
And I
back
have
in
no
and doing
idea what I
all of
just
this
said, but
over because
do.
I'll decide that this is too much. I haven't put any vegetation in.
And they want
but
to eat me. Well,
basically,
I just
the
told
point of
them,
this is going to be a
"Please
central
don't.
plaza of
I'm
some
way too
kind,
chewy."
attracting
Well,
lots of tourist
communication
traffic.
can be tricky, folks, so be careful out there.
I'm not sure that I like
More
exactly what I'm
while
doing
I
here.
take
I
out
think I
my
need to do some more
alien
vegetation in here. I don't know that the layout is exactly is very good either. So I need to think about this. But what I want to work on now, actually after I take a break, will be connecting these tracks. That's going to be tricky. I may have to relocate this station over here. But we're at 50 minutes, so I'm going to pause the stream, take a break, and come back. For another hour worth of work. Well, now... No, I don't think I want to do that. I was about to make a bad choice. I don't think I want to do that. I was about to say I could add a little metro station here and have it bounce back and forth, but then I've got conflict with these tracks here. So we're going to keep that solution as is. This is going to be, I think, easy to do once this is out of the way. So this station's basically going to have to come over here. All right, we take a break and we'll come back. So the stream's going to pause so that I have a nice, neat hour-long video, and then we'll be back in a few.